Jeg står her på Oslo Motorshow sammen med Deiderik Reitsma, som PR-sjefen for Lotus Europa. Welcome to Norway.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
And thank you for bringing this, the first electric Lotus SUV.
Yes, not only to Norway, but also to the world. Yeah. Yes, yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about this car. We traditionally know Lotus as a lightweight sports car company, and now they're going for an SUV.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
yes.
What's the story behind this car?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very, it's an amazing story. What Lotus is known in the world for building two-door raw sports cars, right? Built in Britain and a very niche car. So Lotus has now been a new shareholder with Geely, and we have built a complete new strategy where we're going to transform from this two-door sports car, make it to a four-door or basically a performance car producer. And that is actually the way forward for Lotus, and also the way forward to actually build a brand. So we're using our past, our huge history, iconic history with Formula One and road cars, and we are now transforming our legacy into the future, which will be all electric. And I think that's a huge decision. That's why we're also here. We're going to bring the Eletre, which is our first four-door SUV, but there's way more to come. There will be a four-door coupe next year, then there will be a smaller SUV, and there will be a two-door sports car, all electric and built either in our new plant in China or in the UK.
We're all good.
So it's a very exciting future for us. Remember, just one step back, Lotus produced about 1,700 cars or sold 1,700 cars about 2 years ago in the world, which is virtually nothing. So basically we have shown that just building the two-door sports car, that's not really a valid business model. So we are really transforming, and our aim is to sell 100,000 cars by 2028. So it's super ambitious, and it's also electric. One other model, the Emira, which you can see here on the left-hand side, the red car, that is basically our very last petrol engine car, which is built in the UK, but from now every car will be electric.
So, you know, the legacy of Colin Chapman,
yes,
who was occupied with lightweight, fast cars. How is this electric SUV retaining the legacy of what he built up?
Yeah, that's a very good question, and of course you will see also in the design and in the way the car is built that legacy is truly transformed into this Eletre as well. I think Colin Chapman is not only famous for lightweight, I think Colin Chapman, and thus the Lotus DNA, is famous for finding technological, highly innovative solutions. And one of them was lightweight, but another one was aerodynamics. And I think that's also something where, if you could look at the current Formula One cars, a lot of the inventions on the current Formula One cars were made by Lotus in the 60s and the 70s. And I think also if you look at this Eletre and the way the car is designed, and even in looking here and all the areas where you can use the aerodynamics and on the car will be not per se lightweight if you look at it purely in weight, but it will feel very light, and it will handle as a sports car. We possibly say it might be one of the fastest SUVs in the world, and I think that is true to Colin Chapman's legacy, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And we're very glad that you brought this here to Norway. Mm-hmm. But normally, well, not normally, before Norway, the Norwegian market, not very big, but the whole world is looking to Norway because of the incentives and the way the electric car has become the dominant sales amongst private car owners. So is that kind of part of the reason why you brought this thing here to Norway to show it?
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm native Dutch, so we possibly are very close to your Norwegian market in terms of government incentives and the way how electric mobility was pushed, right? Norway, of course, played a key role in the development of the electric market. That's one reason why we have chosen Norway and Sweden, by the way, as well, as part of our first 8 countries where we start delivering to customers here from summer next year. So yes, that is a big part of it. But we of course also go to France, to Italy, to Switzerland, to Belgium and Netherlands, and then Norway and Sweden. The other markets will follow soon in Europe. So we will have a coverage all over Europe and then also of course in North America.
So, give me just quickly, what was your 3 favourite parts or elements to the car?
My 3 favourite parts?
Yeah. Put you on the spot here.
On the spot, not prepared. Well, I think let's say the shark nose. I think the design of this car is quite unique. If you would compare it to any other SUV on the market, of any car of this size, you will see that a lot of those cars look a bit, I don't know whether it's the right word, chunky, right? They look massive. This car, by its design, the very short overhang, but also the design of this, the angle of the window, but also the way it is constructed, and it goes all the way through to the middle of the front wheels. That really helps to give this car a very, very dynamic and a very agile stance. And I think if you compare it to other SUVs, it really has a way different and more sporty feel to it. And I think that is something which is really, really cool. I think number 2, if you look at the interior, it's now closed, but if you would look at the interior, thank you so much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
I think what we have showed here is a super high class interior, which is also rather new to the industry. If you look at the existing competition, it has this very cool wide band here. It will also have a head-up display as an option, like a huge head-up display projected all the way on the front screen. Has a screen here, the whole feel of luxury, including the extremely cool here on the left-hand side. You can see a cooperation with the KEF brand, KEF, a British brand of premium audio solutions. It's a very new interior feel of luxury, which I don't think is really known in the industry. Okay?
Cool. Well, was that 3 things?
Was that 2? That was 2.
I think it was 2.
But it was 2 really good ones.
2 really good things. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, thank you so much for showing me the car. I'm going to have a little walk around.
Appreciate it, thank you.
And last question, will it be available in British Racing Green? With yellow details?
The British Racing Green that's just one. Maybe watch the space, maybe in the future. Yeah. I mean, we've got our famous road cars from Lotus who were racing in the years with the green cars and the yellow stripe. Watch the space. For instance, only last week we launched an Evija, our 2,000 horsepower electric hypercar, and it had an Emerson Fittipaldi John Player Special livery. So black with the iconic John Player Special livery on it. So we let's say we value our legacy highly. Yeah. So watch the space, and anything is possible.
Thank you again.
Okay.
It's so good to hear that you're taking care of the legacy as well and the heritage.
Cheers. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Cheers. Bye bye.